his nets. At night, when he eats, he sits alone. He lights one candle on his table. His plate is round as the moon. He uses his fork and his knife to cut the fish, to peel back its skin like a bedsheet. Most days he wakes before the sun. For the fish, they do not sleep long. On some nights, he goes down to the rocks and he reads to the fish. He reads to them poems, poems from books, poems about the human condition, poems about the muscles inside of him that question and quiver and shiver and sleep, book in one hand, bottle in the other. Books clutching poems like they were their mother, too afraid to let their children out into the soft fear of the electric night, and he was the wild one to show them this world. His mother will never hold him like that again, he thinks. I'm too big. Bottle in one hand, book in the other, he screams his poems, spitting out the words like they were teeth he no longer needed. He slurs his screams like a drunk preacher cutting a rope, picking up poems like they were stones to fling at the foot of God's throne, hurling word after word after word, waiting for some door and some black cloud to open up, but nothing happens. The rain falls, the waves swing, the fish sleep and awake and sleep and awake again and again. In the rocking of the ocean, he stands above them like Noah, surrounded by bucket after overflowing bucket, and all he has left to catch this wet lightning is his open mouth, so he reads to them. He reads to them about things none of them will ever see, about flowers opening, about birds as large as cliffs, holding heroes between their silver wings, their shields and shoulders polished hard enough to blind the sun right back. The fisherman empties himself, and the rain falls, and the waves swing. He goes home, falls into bed, sleeps all the next day. Night comes through his window like a fever, like a dream, like a mother to hold him close. He wakes, goes to his kitchen, lights his candle, cooks his audience, and peels back its skin like a bedsheet before crawling inside. We all wanted a high school sweetheart. We wanted to be young in the 50s with meatloafs and sock hops and lawns so perfect they looked like Clark Gable was kissing them. We wanted to be 13 and alive and meet a girl that was 13 and alive and walk with her past the grandstands, to sit and hold hands with, to sit and kiss with, to sit and sit with like it was something that you would miss, but that never happened. We once went to bed like between the bed sheets was a valley where dinosaurs still breathed, and how we would capture these triceratops and brontosauruses, but even he was opened up with the smoke that rose out of the homes on the corners that we once climbed through, the streets and the footballs with which we once threw, the school desks upon which we once drew, the windows that sat open through which we once flew, before the outside world of parking spaces and dead friends came flooding on in, and we forgot what we wanted, and we became what we become. Waitresses and bartenders, city employees in temp positions, we are junkies and one-kiss poems, and we cry the stars as we write our scars onto dumpsters and electric boxes, because the only thing we can hear is our hearts, and the only ones listening are the streets, the blood that breathes, the letters we leave, and we dream to rise ourselves up out of these burning buildings, but instead we get buried somewhere beneath, because I know my life is like some high school kid's notebook, that kid that shuffles back and forth between class and home, stacking the letters and the pictures too close for anyone outside of his own imagination to read, because it's through the ink that his heart beats, that his heart breathes, and we all just wanted to write these notes. Check if you like me. Check if you don't. Check if you'll date me. Check if you won't. Because we all wanted the love songs to be true. And we did love dinosaurs once. We wanted the stars to hold our hands, to lick the teeth, to love us. But they didn't. So let your smiles twist, like my heart dancing precariously on the edge of my fingertips, staining them like that same high school kid licking his thoughts using his Sharpie tip, writing, I was here. I was here. And ain't nobody can write that in the spot that I just wrote it in. I'm here breathing in and you are here breathing out, and every breath I breathe brings me a second closer to the day that my mother may die, and every breath I take takes me a second further than the moment she caught my father's eye, and every word I carry is another stone to put into place, and the foundation I'm building these are days in a race, something that I never saw, what all of us wanted and what none of us got, what we all had and have and what we all forgot, that we all wanted to be something, that we all became something, and it might not be the mess we thought to be when we were kids, but something is still something. Like some cats say, something's better than nothing. Feet are smarter than an engine, and dreams are stronger than thighs, and questions are the only answers we need to have to know that we are alive at a time when I held the mind of a child, asking, why is 2 + 3 always equal to 5? Where do people go to when they die? What made the beauty of the moon and the beauty of the sea? Did that beauty make you? Did that beauty make me? Will it make me something? Will I be something? Am I something? And the answer comes, I already am. I always was, and I still have time to be. Thank you.